And it's pure fiction, you know. There was a friend of mine who used to drive around with me and help me with my equipment.
Yeah.
And I'd just dropped him off and I was about to go home.
Yeah.
And and it felt like he was still in the van. You know,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Oh my God. And it just came to me, I said, must be a duppy.
So you decided to go home and write the lyrics.
I decided to go home and write the lyrics.
And that song was massive, wasn't it? And it still is actually, but it went massive, that, didn't it?
Yes, it was.
Okay, so all right then. So growing up, okay, how did it start for you growing up? Just give us a little bit of your background, how it started for you growing up and coming into the music business.
Oh, my father played the guitar, and my mom sang in the church choir. So, and then wherever we were in the car, there was music, you know.
Okay.
So it was always there, you know. I remember getting a piano that for Christmas. Piano had no sharps or flats, but I made it work anyway. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you said that your dad had a guitar. My dad had a guitar when I was growing up, you know, as well, but I had to sing. He used to always call me to sing a song while I hated doing it, you know, but he used to always tell me to come and sing a song while he played the guitar. Did that happen with you?
Yes. My father, I don't know what happened to his guitar, but every now and again, he would borrow a guitar and bring it home, man. And all it was sing a song. He wanted everybody to sing something that you heard on the radio, you know. It was fun, you know. So sometimes when he borrowed the guitar and left it home, I wanted to play this thing. I didn't know how to play it, so I tuned all the keys so that anywhere you hold it, right across the bar, it would play a chord.
Yeah.
So
it worked for you though, didn't it?
It worked. Yes, it worked, and it was the reason why he gave me a guitar when he bought me a guitar when I was so young, you know.
Okay, so do you sing and play the guitar now, or have you left the guitar and you just sing?
Yeah, I just sing these days with a band or tracks. It's simpler, you know. At 76 years old, if you have anything called arthritis, you try to say it's not right, you know.
Right. Okay, so you've had some massive tracks. When did you start? Was it the 60s, 70s? Is that when you started doing music, Father Ernie?
We had a band in Claremont a long time, you know, from about 64, 65.
Yeah.
You know. But my first recording was 1967.
Okay.
A song called "I Can't Take It."
Okay. Yeah. Oh.
Right now, I'm just getting ready to re-record that song in Spanish. See, you know.
In Spanish, did you say?
When I can go to that, yeah.
Okay, so you can speak Spanish, or yeah.
Oh, I was a pretty good student in school, you know. I'm not so good at the verbs and the tenses right now, but I've got a pretty big vocabulary.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, that's absolutely fantastic. So, like I said, we have to, and I said it earlier on before I brought you on, we have to salute veterans like you, Ernie Smith. We definitely do. Did you used to be in the choir as well?
Well, what was happening was that I'd by the time I was old enough for that, I was playing a little bit of organ. So I was playing the organ in church. Mm-hmm. And then what used to happen is I'm still playing this band, you know, Saturday nights, you know, so Sunday morning was a challenge, you know. I would sit there at the organ, my mother would wake me up when it was time to play him.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but music was always there.
Okay. So did you do a track called All for Jesus? When did you do that one?
I did that one in 1975. That one felt like it was like a cry out.
Do you know what? That's a no, but you know that is a beautiful song. You know, Ernie.
Yeah.
It's an absolutely beautiful song, and if you just stay right there, I'm going to let the listeners have a taste of this song. All right?
All right. All right.
Jesus, come today for a poor, poor man like me. Salvation come my way, my soul set free. Jesus come for all, and we must hear his call. Open up your heart today and let it be. No matter if you're thief, or if you're dread, or if you have a crown upon your head. No matter if you have no heart at all, Jesus bring love for one and all. Sing it, children. I for Jesus, you for Jesus, all for Jesus, fall for Jesus, come to Jesus.
Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely love that track. What made you write that track, by the way? For obvious reasons, but
I was totally hungover 6 o'clock on a Sunday morning.
Yeah, you wrote it when you was hungover.
Like
Wow, that is amazing.
Yes.
Okay.
That song it ended up in about 3 different hymn books in the Caribbean.
Oh, absolutely. It is, honestly. Even up to today, it's a nice feeling when you play that track. Are you a spiritual person, Father Ernie?
Yes, I am. I'm very spiritual, but I have absolutely no religion.
Right.
I think that my God cannot be put between the pages of any book. The universe is too big for that.
Definitely. I've got a message come in. I've got a few messages come in giving a shout out to Father Ernie right here on Legacy 90.1. Intelligent music, conscious and intelligent music, says one of the messages, and it says, love it, love it, love it, up, 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 up. And then there's another one that's just come in, loving this song that I've just played, saying, what a nice song.
Oh man, warms my heart.
Okay, so you've had a few experiences in your time as coming up as an artist. You did a RJR audition. I know about that, Ernie. Tell the listeners about that audition.
I actually wanted to be on radio. You know, I did quite a few interviews, quite a few auditions, and the last one I did, I was working in the country. I drove to Kingston, went to RJR and did an audition, and they said, "Don't call us, we'll call you." I figured I had the whole day off from work. The whole day off from work, so I went to Federal Records and played the one song that I was singing in the band, which was "I Can't Take It."
Yeah, okay.
So that's how I ended up singing.
Okay, so when RJR told you, "Don't call us, we call you," are you still waiting for that call, Ernie?
No. I gave it up. And went into music.
And that's something you don't like to hear when you've done an interview or "Don't call us, we'll call you." You don't know how to take that one.
I can live with it.
You did a track, Ernie, called "We the People." Tell us about that track. What's the story behind that track, "We the People"?
I used to go to Montego Bay every Monday night and play at a place called Seawind. And there was a friend of mine who used to be a salesman when I was selling life insurance.
Yeah.
And he used to come every Monday night, you know. And one night I went and he wasn't there, and I'm saying, so what happened to him? And he said, didn't you hear? And he'd just been shot. You know,
Okay.
and I thought about it, and I said, boy, when you ask for some old friend, you hear that last night he made a sad end. I just felt like I needed to put something like that in a song.
Okay.
So
And how did that song do? How did it do?
that song was banned by Michael Manley
Oh my goodness.
in the 70s because and I don't know why. All the song said was I don't care who's doing it. Just said that not right.
All right then. So that song, "We the People," and it also goes by the name of "Power and the Glory." You said, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so just stay right there. I'm going to let the listeners just have a taste of this track that was banned. How rude! Just stay right there.
Okay.
And as we fight one another for the power and the glory, Jah kingdom goes to waste. We the people want to know just where we're going. Right now we hands are tied behind we backs, while certain people if I'm butting. Where do we stand? We have too far to go, not to really know just how we're getting there. And if we're getting anywhere, we have too much to change, not to know the range of possibility and changeability. Violence and crime is commonplace within these said times. No man walk free. Prophecy come closer to fulfillment.
Absolutely beautiful track. And listeners, if you want to hear more of that track, social networks, We the People or Power and the Glory. That's a beautiful track, Father Ernie. Absolutely beautiful. How rude of them to ban that track, eh?
Oh, man.
Right.
Yeah.
And okay, so coming up, who were some of the artists that influenced you? Name some of them.
Okay, I was listening to Toots and the Maytals when I was still wearing short pants.
Okay. Wow.
Alton Ellis.
Okay, fantastic.
I was in a band with Bob Andy at one time. It was so many good artists.
Yeah.
And it reached a point where, you know, when Jamaican music first came out, I wasn't happy with it, you know.
Yeah.
But it reached a point where we were teenagers and everything started sounding good, and it was better musicians, better chords, better times, you know. So there's so many Jamaican musicians.
Okay, so all right then. So they're some of the artists that influenced you coming up. So the up and coming artists nowadays, which artists do you listen to of the up and coming artists that are coming out or out right now?
Romain Virgo lives just down the road.
Okay, fantastic. He's a good artist.
Oh yeah.
Right. Okay. So Romain Virgo, is he just one of them? One of a few.
He's just one of them.
He's the one that stands out.
Yeah.
Okay. Then. So in which part of Jamaica did you come up in, and were the other artists that grew up, you know, music artists that grew up in the same area that you came up in? Is there any artists?
Bob Marley was right where I live right now, Bob Marley is about 5 miles down the road.
Fantastic.
Maxi Romeo is from St. Anne. A lot of artists are from St. Anne, but they go to Kingston and end up in Trenchtown, and I don't know.
Okay. And then that's another story.
Kingston is Kingston, you know.
Yeah, I understand. In your music, you put what do you put out a lot? You put out a lot of consciousness, and do you always have like a message in your music, like a conscious type message in your music?
It's
Love as well. Love, you have a lot of love in your music as well, don't you?
Yes. I guess it's because of my Christian background.
Yeah.
It's because of where I'm coming from. I was born in Kingston, but I tell everybody I'm from Bamboo because that's the first place we stopped paying rent.
Okay. Okay.
We visited family, all the time. We my father had a car when we were pretty small, so we were mobile, and both my father and my mother loved country trips, so we were all over the place. I spent most of my life in St. Anne.
Right, okay. All right, so what are you doing now, Father Ernie? What are you doing now musically?
These days, I'm still writing, and I'm putting together an album, and I'm doing a lot of dub plates.
Okay. So that's going to be the next question. I was going to ask you. You do dub plates, and listeners, I do have a number if you would like dub plates from legendary Ernie Smith. Just link the Natural Mystic, and I'll give you. I don't know if you want to give it out over air or how do you want to do it, Ernie? Or shall?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Okay. Then, well, the listeners, they'll just link me, and I will pass that number on to you. Okay, so you do a lot of dub plates. You're a busy man, because I've had some inquiries, and that was before you even came on the show. So wow.
Right. It seems that basically I'm in a box because the new music that I've put out. Yeah. And you send them to radio station, they still play the old ones, So I guess I'm in a box called vintage.
Okay. Oh, right. Ernie, I've got a message here. I'm just going to tell you what the message says. It says, please ask him to sing Uncle Benji. Remember it as a child growing up. That's the message.
Whoa.
Not even I know that track, so I'm just reading the message. Are you up for it?
It was written as a festival song for Tinga Stewart.
Okay.
1974.
Wow.
Okay.
So
I bet you know a part of it though. It says play the music, jump like Lego bees.
Okay. So there we go, Texter. You got a little line from it. And of course, Ernie, people can get you on social networks, can't they?
Yes.
Platforms.
Yes.
Okay, then. So just give a nice message out to all your fans here in the UK and wherever else they may be listening to before you go. Just give a nice message. You can even do 2 lines of a track of your choice before you go.
Legacy 90.1.
I'd like to say I'm dying to come to England.
And we can't wait to see you.
There's so many people that don't know me, don't even know what I look like in England. But I went there once, and my God, every time I started a song, the place was in an uproar. So I'm dying to come to England. I'd like to greet everybody who's over there, and
Fantastic.
there's probably half of us over there. I'd like to say hello, have fun, enjoy your life. Life is just for living.
Life is just for living. That's the name
There
of one
you
of your
go.
tracks as well, isn't it? I'm going to play that one when you
Yeah.
leave. I'm going to play that when you leave. It's been a pleasure speaking to your father, Ernie. And there's lots of people locked in. There was so much interest when people knew that you were coming on the Natural Mystic Show. So I want to say big respect to you and keep doing what you're doing. All right?
All right.
All right, then. Thank you very much from myself and the listeners. Blessings.
Blessings. Blessings.
Legacy 90.1 FM. Feel the vibe.
I and I man forward on a different scene. I and I man cali weed. I and I man queen.
What a lovely man.
Everything was irie, getting in the groove. I just a come down to movement when someone said,
Don't move.
well, it must be a dopey or a gunman. I man not find out yet. I and I so frightened. All the darker name I forget. Well, it must be a dopey or a gunman. I never stop to sleep.
The beautiful sound of Ernie Smith. If you've just locked in, where have you been?
Last night, him couldn't fall.
We've had the pleasure of Ernie Smith right here on the Natural Mystic Show for the last half hour.
The daughter asked me,
And the half hour before that,
to you last night,
we've had the pleasure of his fantastic music.
ready to work you sure. You get stage fright.
The legendary
Red from across the gully, just passing through. Beside the run little Joe, he wouldn't trouble you. Well,
It Must Be a...
don't be a gunman. I might not find out yet.
I want to say a very good evening to my Auntie Edlin locked in right now.
The name I forget.
Good evening to Stephen.
I don't be a gunman. I never stop to sleep. Barry was a boy to I man last night. Him couldn't follow. Him couldn't follow. Him couldn't follow.
All right, then. So, as I said to Ernie Smith before he left, I'm going to play one of his tracks. I didn't play this earlier on. And like he said, live your life the best you can because life is just for living. And listen to Ernie on this one.
Life is just for living. Life is just for living. See that cat sitting on the mat, thinking about what is what and who is who. That cat is me.
You see how versatile this gentleman is. All the different types of tracks he does, and then he comes up with this one. I'm loving the sound.
Life is just for living.
Life is just for living.
Life is just for living.
Ernie Smith.
See that cat sitting on the mat, thinking about what is what and who is who. That cat is me. That cat is you. See that guy staring in the sky, taking in the beat of the sun. He's having fun. That guy is me. That guy is you. Taking in today's vibrations, Tomorrow's coming down slow, taking it free and easy. That's the only way to go. Yes, I'd rather be me, rather be free, to be myself, my way, that's how it's got to be. This is the song that young men sing. Life is just for living. Life is just for living. Life is just for living. Feel like a star.